Amen.
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 But Ezra, Bezrat Hashem.
Let's do a plug. Or Devi Arak by David Soussan.
100%, 100% natural.
100% natural.
100%.
It's natural to drink.
And after that, you become very natural, naturally good. Okay, l'chaim, everybody.
B'chaim, b'chaim.
All right.
L'chaim.
Okay.
Pass my curfew soon.
Yes.
Yalla.
All right.
How long
So-
does davening be?
Huh? The davening short, the learning, the l'chaim is
Okay,
not. So Parshat Bo is about, what's it about?
Parashat Bo.
What's it about?
The last 3 plagues.
Huh?
The three last plagues. We learned
Last
last
three
week the
plagues,
7
right?
plagues. Now
Pesach,
we have
Bar
three.
Pesach. Let's go.
Why Bo? Bo is Shalosh.
2 and 1.
Yeah.
Shalosh, exactly. It's 3, right? But why is the name indicative of the parsha? Is it about the plagues? Is it about the plagues? That's what it's about?
Visiting the Pharaoh in the chamber.
Right? That's what he does in the beginning of the parsha. But what's it about? It's about redemption. It's about the Exodus. It's about leaving Egypt. It wasn't about plagues only. The plagues were now ultimately that we should leave Egypt. We leave Egypt this week. So please take the papers in front of you, take the copy. And therefore we're told about the holiday of Pesach. We're told in Pesach, going out of Mitzrayim, right? We're told about the holiday. Not only are we told about the holiday, but we're also told about the Ishalcha bincha, when your child will ask you, meaning in the future generations, you will have a child that's going to, right? What your child is going to ask you, right? Mazot. So you have to answer to them. Of course, these are the 4 sons that are in the Haggadah. So in this week's parsha, we have one of them. And we're going to now do the one. Danny, you're with me?
Oh, yeah.
Good, because to be against me wouldn't be a good idea.
This is very
You
competitive.
have to learn from
Rabbi Cohen.
Rabbi Cohen. David
Look at that pointy beard.
The Torah,
Huh?
and he gives it Torah to the guys or whatever, so it makes you repeat. So
Yeah.
then you have to be
That's
pay
right.
attention.
Okay, Bonnie, we need some glasses. We're running out of glasses.
Very good, very good.
So we're going to focus in on one verse like we did last week with the Rashi on that verse to understand what Rashi is coming to tell us. We're not focusing on what our thoughts are. We're not focusing on anybody else's teachings, just on Rashi. And by the way, this is very helpful because if you can understand the way another person thinks, by the way, you'll have a good marriage. If you cannot understand the way another person thinks, and you can only think the way you think and understand the way you think, you're not going to have a good marriage. So this is going to be good for your marriage as an aside.
You tell me this.
You know what they say in French? Better late than never.
Well said.
Yes, I'm glad you picked up my accent. L'chaim.
Right.
By the way, it was a very Quebecois accent.
You know
You
what's
picked
very
up on
funny?
that.
All the Ashkenazim are drinking and the Sephardim will be here on that.
Voilà. Let's give it some Arak.
Give him some Arak. Give him some Arak.
I'm a Mizrahi.
Yeah,
This is Mizrahi. Oh, you're a Mizrahi also. Hey, Bochim Abayis. Here we
Regards. From
Yeah.
It says you're a good guy.
He is not a good guy. He is an amazing guy. He is a wonderful neshama.
Okay.
By the way, you know, on Friday, he ended up at the Shar Shamayim instead of sending up a note. I went to Shar Shamayim. He went to Tzfat.
He came to the Spanish.
I know.
כן, דניאל.
Okay.
תביאו דניאל.
So-
קצת ערק.
Let's look at the verse. Gentlemen,
משה.
let's look at the verse. Everybody has a copy. If you have a copy, everybody has a copy. Okay. What do you think Ki yishalcha v'aya ki yishalcha bincha machar lemor mazot. What do you think would bother Rashi that Rashi will address?
Mazot.
Mazot, okay. Anybody else?
Machar.
Machar. Oh, why machar? When you're child, I'll ask. Why do you have to? Why does the verse have to say machar? Right? Why does it have to say machar? Now I'm saying the word machar. I'm not translating it because will be something very important. Let's look at Rashi. You have it in front of you. Rashi says, and he brings down ki yishalcha mincha machar yesh machar shu achshav. There is tomorrow that is immediate. That's now, right? Yesh machar shu la'acher zman, and there is tomorrow that's after some time, meaning in distant future. Rashi says, right? Then he continues, kigon. Is that like in this instance? What is it? It's like in a distant time. In other words, it's not now, in a distant time when your child will ask you, right? And then he says kigon. Now he gives an example. Machar yomru b'neichem libanenu. That in the future, machar, they will tell your children to their children to your children. And he quotes from Yeshua that speaking about the Bnei Gad, the Bnei Ruvain. That's Rashi. Okay. Put on your thinking caps. What problem do you have with Rashi's explanation that you think needs some elaboration? And that's where we're going to go. Huh? What about it?
Why only?
No, because that's in Yeshua. That's what it's speaking about. Gad and Reuven. He doesn't say exactly, but okay. Anything that in Rashi seems to be problematic. Nothing? Good. Okay, we can shut the books. We can go home and eat. Actually, we can eat now. No problem.
Our children.
That tomorrow your children will tell our children. Yeah.
Tomorrow, your children will tell our children. The future will tell.
Well, in the future, your children will tell the children of their children. Your children you have children today. They will tell their children in the distant future. Again, in the distant future, right? So the Rebbe in a Sikha has 4 questions over here. Huh? 4 children, 4 sons, 4 children, 4 questions. First question is, why does he have to preface to say, Yesh machar shu achshav? Just say that this machar means la'acher zman, after in a distant future. Why do you have to preface to say that there is machar tomorrow, right? Yeah, why do you have to say that, right? What's the point in that? We don't know that he has to say that. This machar, this means in a distant time. Okay, so just that. Right? That's the first question.
What's the context? What are we talking about here?
Well,
Talking about one of the 4 sons.
Okay.
So
Well, read the verse. Do you need glasses? No? Oh, okay. We're talking about one of the 4 sons.
So you have to,
Ah,
he's asking about the Agada. What
no, he's asking Chumash Rashi. This is Chumash
Okay, so
Rashi.
he's asking about the Korban Pesach.
This is a Kishach bin Chamachar Lemor. Mazor.
Masok what?
That's the verse. That's a pasuk. Well, that's Rashi's one of the pasuk. Why?
Okay.
You're where are you going? Stay current on the verse, right? Another question that the Rebbe has: why does Rashi have to give us an example of that machar means in a distant future from Yoshua of the story of Gad and Reuben, which we'll get into in a moment? What do we need an example for? Machar, you just say means in the distant future. We gotta get it because after all, when did this happen? When is this? They just went out of Egypt. Obviously, machar doesn't mean literally tomorrow because tomorrow they know what happened yesterday. They went out of Egypt yesterday, so machar obviously means in the distant future. I need to show that it means. What do I need that for? I don't need a proof that in this context, machar means in sometime in the future. Because tomorrow the child's not asking it, literally tomorrow. The child was there yesterday. He went out of Egypt yesterday, obviously. So what's going on here? Furthermore, following? I think we need a few more times over there.
Bonnie, bring the bottle.
I think I'm over. I think I'm
Bottle.
huh?
I think we
He
want to
says
have a
it's
round.
clear as mud.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Can we have the bottle here?
No, give him, no, he's farting, give him this.
No, no.
He's,
Okay.
Drinking over there, and nobody's here.
Yeah, we're on.
Danny, take care of your friends.
Very good. Very good.
Whatever.
Are you your friend?
Put the scroll like that.
Can we take a picture of Danny now?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we said.
Yeah.
רק ישלח בנך למוח.
Yeah. Thank you. Furthermore, we bring a proof from Yoshua. Why don't we bring from Dvarim? We have the word machar also in Sefer Dvarim. Why are we bringing a proof from Sefer Yeshua, not from Chumash? It makes more sense from Chumash. Bring a proof from Chumash in Sefer Dvarim. We have it also there, machar, right? When it's Yishalchem Bincha. Okay, either you guys are going to be completely drunk and then you get it.
What did I tell you?
Either.
It's very deep. You have to.
I don't know. This is for 5-year-old stuff.
Okay.
I'm not 5 yet,
We're
though.
not that into-
I'm not. I am not. That was not an insult to you. I'm not
I
5.
love you. Oh, לחיים, לחיים.
Hi.
תשמע, תשמע, בקושיה.
And the fourth question is, when you want to bring a proof, why does he have to give us the context of saying Libnei Gad, Libnei Ruvain? Just give the verse where the verse is. That why do you need the context? Why is that important? Every word in Rashi is precise. There's nothing extra over here. And furthermore, what does Rashi do? He puts Gad before Ruvain. Ruvain is the older one. Why does he put Gad before Ruvain? And if you look at the psukim later in Yeshua, Ruvain is before God. Okay, we got the questions?
Right.
Okay, Danny, repeat them.
It's so easy.
And you'll ask your Balagala.
Yeah.
The Balagala.
Why it's gotta be question one, number one question.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. What else?
Why are you asking? Why to
Back
go?
in
Why say that tomorrow means
Tomorrow,
that
it's not- that
Machar
doesn't
means
mean
they're
tomorrow.
after
It's in the
time?
future.
Why do you have to say
Why do you
immediate?
have- why do you have-
Yeah,
why?
it's not when you don't have that. Go ahead. What else? Why do you need to prove? Why do you need to prove that the Machar means over here in a distant time? It's obvious in the context. What do you have to prove it over here? What's going on? It doesn't mean tomorrow. The child isn't going to ask you tomorrow what happened yesterday in Egypt. Yeah, Maz, right? Got it?
Yeah. And why was God before Reuben?
Right. And why did we not bring a proof from Sefer Dvarim where we have the word Machar there? Why do we have to go to Yeshua and Chumash? Bring from Chumash. Okay. Okay, we're good? Good. You're not good. You're not good. You're great.
Yes, the four.
You're
questions
great.
here.
I want to
You
go,
just have
I
to
want to
read
go where
them.
you go.
Rabbi,
I'm right here.
Rabbi, you have a really difficult group. You gave them the 4 questions on top of it to read. It's on the it's on paper.
L'chaim.
Okay.
I need a l'chaim.
And there's a Reuben context.
Yeah, I know.
Very apropos.
There's always a
right.
Oh, that's the hidden.
Connie, can you bring also the fig? The fig.
God give us the לפני, so we give it, ואחר כך
Okay. Okay. בסדר? איפה פרחים?
הפרחים.
איפה הפרחים? בדרך.
He wants to
לא
try
צמחו
fig.
כבר. לא צמחו. רק
No, this is our.
l'chaim.
No, I want the fig. Is this fig, Brian?
No.
No,
But it's
no,
okay, honey, we start drinking.
that's it. No more. He has a wedding.
No more, no less.
No more.
You have a wedding.
But we started with.
Look on the side.
All right, we're good?
Yes.
Okay, we're focused? Okay. It's not,
This is a very difficult crowd, I have to tell you.
He's the only Talmid Chacham, look at him.
It's Fabregat, not no, what's Fabregat?
Yeah.
Group therapy.
group therapy. Okay,
Group therapy.
Yeah.
so Rebbe explains like this. Rashi's going to say the following. The shorish of the word is achar. Right? I have achar, right? So machar, usually we translate the meaning tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Usually. But really machar is me'achar,
Because.
right?
From
No, from after. From after. Usually from after means the next day. But it doesn't have to mean that, right? It doesn't have to mean that it's the next day. It could be this day, from after, right? So what does it mean from after? What does it mean? How do you understand that? So I'll give an example. I'm sure none of you, what is it? I don't know if it's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, will miss coming to learn here Sunday night when the Super Bowl is going on.
I'm coming.
Here.
Watching it here.
Yeah.
We're watching it here.
Huh?
I'm gonna have the Super Bowl here, I have a big screen.
We're doing a halftime. We're doing
We're
a
gonna have
halftime.
chicken.
I'm the halftime. I'll be the halftime show. I'm the halftime show. With you.
It's about Beyonce.
With you.
Come on, you.
1 second. You have
Are you
to,
taping all this?
yes.
You got it out. 20 people.
Whoa. Now I'm taking that as an insult. That you are regretting that you want me rather than Beyonce? You regret what you said? Oh, give the guy a smack.
This is how we with this whole picture.
Come to Para, which will come. We'll come to that.
The same thing. Go ahead, Rabbi,
Yeah.
because I'm the only one listening in this whole place.
Oh, is that things?
Huh?
Me'achar?
Me'achar means.
No, the shorish is achar. So machar is me'achar, from after.
big מאוחר too, no?
Yes, it's the same shorish, the same idea. The point being that machar comes achar after, from after, right? So let's understand what that means. So I'm giving the example of the Super Bowl, right? You have your team that's playing in the Super Bowl, and you're so excited, right? They're down the fourth quarter, and they tie the game, and now goes into overtime. And you got the whole crowd, everybody's there, and they're engaged in it, and so on. And you got your brother who's sitting reading a book, right? He's sitting reading a book. So over time, your team wins, right? But was it
Chiefs.
Last year, Chiefs.
No,
Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, come on.
It's already.
Oh,
Tom Brady.
oh, the extra.
Tom Brady.
Mahomes.
Anyways.
Mahomes.
We're going back to the Patriots.
He's going back to the
He's
Atlanta
not,
Falcons Patriots game.
he's not coming back, is he?
No. I thought he's referring to
Rabbi,
the
can we
Super
say?
Bowl.
I'm trying to,
A few years
So,
later, David.
anyways,
Danny is.
so you're,
This is your, his yin to your, he's your yin to your yang.
I'm the yang, he's the yang.
oh, it's after the game. You told your brother, hey, my team won, right? So, and he goes back to his book, right? He goes, you are still like the whole day, the whole night, you're still there, right? What happened to the brother? You told him? He's achar, he's after it. Right? Are you after it? You're no, you're still in it. Are you tomorrow? No, you're still right now today. What does tomorrow mean? What does machar mean? Once, whatever it is, you got over it. You're after it. right? It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be right now. In this instance, why are you after it? Because the brother was indifferent to the game. It didn't matter to him. Indifference means you're after it. It doesn't matter. The brother who was team one, he's not after it. It's not machar for him. He's still living. Even tomorrow, he's still living. He's still living the game. It's not machar for him anymore. It's still for him. He's still present in that, right? Machar means, and that's what Rashi is first saying. Machar doesn't mean tomorrow. Not that machar means tomorrow, but machar means immediate, after you are indifferent to whatever is going on, right? That's the first point Rashi wants to say, which is a chidush, it's a novelty, because that's not how you think of machar. Machar usually means, let me put to bed today, because I had a lousy day today, right? I had to do 2 brissin, I had to do 2 weddings, I had to do this. Let me go to sleep. So I take a little time, so I'll go to sleep, and tomorrow will be a big day, right? I'll only have weddings to do.
But does it affect the person that because the brother is different?
It's a metaphor. I use that as a metaphor.
Okay,
don't
but
don't get
whatever
don't get carried with the metaphor. It's a metaphor
Can you
to
carry
bring
it
out the idea of what machar means. Machar means that you're after it.
You
In other words,
moved
you're indifferent.
You
You're
moved
done.
on.
You moved on. You moved on. You moved on.
Pass.
You've moved on. But you've moved on from an indifference. You're indifferent to it. That's why you can move on immediately. That's why you don't have to wait till tomorrow. You don't have to wait till tomorrow.
I thought we moved on to indifference.
No. Because of indifference, you moved on. Really? You moved on because you're indifferent.
Because
You told the brother that your team won. He went back to his book. He wasn't interested. He moved on, right? The brother whose team won, he didn't move on. He's still in it. He might be in it for the tomorrow too. He didn't move on. It's not machar tomorrow. It's not machar for him.
When he becomes indifferent, he's machar.
Well, yeah, when you're finished it, then
Okay.
it comes, right?
Now I understand the marriage contract. I get it.
Wait, we're not finished.
she moved on.
Right. Well,
She moved on.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Because she's after it, because of an indifference. Because indifference leads to that. That's the point, right? But that's the beginning. Then Rashi says that that the indifference over here is what leads this son to ask mazot in a distant future. In other words, by this son, he is disconnected from his past. He's indifferent to his past. And that's Rashi's first saying, Yesh macha shu achshav, that you're beyond it. You're indifferent to it. It doesn't matter to you. And it's the same son who will eventually, lacher zman, he shalcha bincha mazot, because of the indifference. That the indifference is what created that after a certain time that you will now ask, what is this all about? Because you are not connected to the past. The past. I'm not living there. I'm living what's now, the current, I live in woke land, right? And I've done away with all the past that were all evils anyway, all the founders of whatever, founders of America, founders of Judaism, founders of whatever. Right? And we've moved on because we're in. So what is this? Because of the indifference of the way he was raised or whatever beliefs are and so on. And that's why we have to bring a proof only from Sefer Yeshua, because only there the word machar is used, machar shav, not machar tomorrow. Because there is a story of Gad and Reuven. Moshe made a deal with God and Ruvain that they can get Transjordan and live there, but they have to come into Israel and fight with the Jews and wait until the land has been appropriated to the tribes, and then they could go back, right? If you're familiar with if those are familiar, right? Then they can go back. Parshas Matot, right? In at the end of the Dvarim, Bamidbar, rather, right? And so what happened? They, if you can mute yourself, thank you. They came back afterwards, and at a certain time, they put up these pillars of, and the Jews thought that they were being adulterous. So they came actually to battle them. Hold on. All right. So the Jews in Israel came to battle them. And then they said, no, we didn't put up these pillars as idolatry, as avodah zarah. We put up these pillars because we came to fight and we came to battle on your behalf for the land that you're going to get. And we don't want machar, that our children should forget our heroic battle. And by the way, who was more heroic? God more than Ruvain. Was more heroic in their battle. So that's why Rashi puts God before Reuven, because they were more heroic. Because the point over here is they wanted to teach the lesson: don't disconnect, don't be indifferent to what our past is, what we did for the Jewish people in the land of Israel. You have to remember that. So we put up these big monuments to that we should be remembered for the future, because machar ki yishal chabin, when a child was going to ask in the future, what heroics is of my past, so you'll have what to tell them. And that's why only in that one instance in all of the Torah is machar mean immediate, achshav, not tomorrow, but literally now, meaning that there shouldn't be the disconnect because of indifference to what our history is. And that's Rashi. That's Rashi. So now we have all the full explanation in Rashi. Go back to the questions that we had. We asked, why does he have to say the immediate tomorrow? Because that's the whole point. It's only because if we are indifferent, then we're disconnected to what is present. And therefore, in the future, we will then ask Mazot, because we have no idea what's going on with our history. We don't know what's going on with our history. And therefore, we had to say that. We need to bring a proof, because this for machar is not meaning. Machar usually means tomorrow. Not me'achshav. It means usually tomorrow. But and that's why only in Yeshua do you have a similar concept of it, that it means literally now. That you shouldn't be disconnected by indifference now. And that's why yes, we'll give the context of God and Reuven, because we have to understand it's particularly the story about God and Reuven, that they came to fight, and they came the heroics that they had for the Jewish people, and that should not be forgotten by their descendants. And that's before Reuven, and to mention the context of it, not just the pasuk and what the verse is, to bring that, right? So what do we have from this? The worst thing in life is indifference. With this, we can also understand. Everybody asks the question in the Arba Banim, in the Agada. First is the Chacham, that makes sense. But then the Rasha. Why is the Rasha second? He should be the last. He's a Rasha. He's wicked. He should be last. Why is he second? So one of the answers, there's several answers. One of the answers is because the Chacham and the Rasha have something in common. And what's that? They both have a fire. The Chacham has a fire that's been harnessed. And when you harness fire, you can create wonderful things with it. The Rasha has also a fire, but it's unharnessed, and that's destructive, but he has fire. But when you have a fire in you, you can redirect the fire, and you could use it for something that's good. And that's better than the Tam and the Sheni Yedei Lishol, who are indifferent. indifference is the worst thing that can be.
Worse
Right.
than Russia,
Huh?
worse than Russia.
Worse than Russia. Worse because there's nothing there. There's not, like, do you believe in God? Yeah, but I'm indifferent. With God, there is God, no God. The one fights God. At least there's a fire there. At least there's something you can have a conversation. The one who believes and says, yeah, but you know what? Who cares? Doesn't make a difference, right? Lo negeya. Lo negeya. It doesn't matter. When we have indifference, then, right? And October 7th, you know what it did? It created a fire by the Jew. Before we had fire and we were killing each other in Israel, right? Everybody was fighting each other. What was right? Right? It was a fire that was killing each other. Then what October 7th created was a fire that now we focus that fire on eliminating the enemy, bringing back the hostages, and and that's important. We need to know that the Jewish people are the strongest fire, the strongest element, the strongest thing in this world of the Jewish people. When we're united, we're such a powerful fire, such a force, that there's no greater force in this world than the Jewish people. With that, l'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
בן הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא.
זה הכל.
את ישראל לפני להם. If you knew your house, they would do that.
He's only a visitor.
That's how tall is. בן הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא. לזכות ישראל לפני להם.